Jonah chapter 4. Now at this point, Jonah has told the people of Tarshish that they would be destroyed in 40 days. The number 40, just like Jesus fasted for 40 days. The Israelites took 40 days, to go to the promised land. Anyway, now the people of Tarshish, the people of Nineveh, instead of giving up, they went back, prayed to God, and God took away the disaster that was to befall upon them. Now chapter 4, which is the last chapter, starts by saying, "But it displeased Jonah exceedingly, and he was very angry. And he prayed unto the Lord and said, I pray, O Lord, was not this my saying when I was yet in my country? Therefore I fled before unto Tarshish, for I knew that you are a gracious God and merciful, slow to anger and of great kindness, and you relent from the destruction. Therefore now, O Lord, take, I beseech you, my life from me, for it is better for me to die than to live." Then said the Lord, Do you do well to be angry? So Jonah went out of the city and sat on the east side of the city, and there made himself a booth and sat under it in the shadow, till he might see what would happen of the city. And the Lord came, prepared a plant, and made it come up over Jonah, that it might be a shadow over his head to deliver him from his grief. So Jonah was exceedingly glad for the plant. But God prepared a worm when the morning rose the next day, and it attacked the plant so that it withered. And it came to pass when the sun did arise that God prepared a vehement east wind, and the sun beat upon his head of Jonah, so that he fainted and wished in himself to die, and said, It is better for me to die than to live. And God said to Jonah, Do you do well to be angry with the plant? And he said, I do well to be angry even unto death. Then said the Lord, You have had pity on the plant, for which you have not labored, neither made it to grow, which came up in a night and perished in a night. And should I not spare Nineveh, that great city, in which are there more 60,000 persons that cannot discern between their right hand and their left hand, and also many cattle?" So it's here, after Jonah saw that God will no longer destroy Nineveh, after all the trouble he had gone, being swallowed by the fish, it made him so angry. And he said, it starts by saying Jonah was very angry. And he prayed to God, telling him, I knew you wouldn't destroy them. That's why I fled to Tarshish, for I knew you're a gracious and merciful God, slow to anger and great of kindness, and you relent from destruction. He told God, I knew you wouldn't destroy them, because you're slow to anger. Therefore, O Lord, take, I beseech you, my life from me, for it is better for me to live than to die than to live. So he's very angry that he's gone through all that for no reason. He's been thrown to the water, he had to run away, and then now God is not even destroying them. So he got so angry. Then he went out of the city and sat on the eastern side of the city, and he made himself a booth so that he could see what would become of the city. Now he is still waiting to see if God would destroy the city. Then God said to him, Jonah, do you do well to be angry? Like, God asked Jonah, do you do well to be angry? Now you're angry that I didn't destroy the city. Now he went to the eastern side of the city and sat at a place where he could see the city to see what would happen to it. Now here, and then it says in verse 6, and God made a plant and made it to come over Jonah so that it could give him like shade to deliver him from his grief, because there was a lot of sun, and Jonah was happy because the plant that had given him the shade. And then when the next morning, God made a worm to appear and to eat up the plant. You remember the plant that came up yesterday to give him shade? God made a worm to take the plant. So God prepared a worm, and it attacked the plant. And then he made some, like a strong wind from the east to come, and he made the sun to beat on Jonah's head so that he fainted, and he wished himself to die, and he said, "It is better for me to die than to live." Now he's angry again that the plant has died and that the sun is beating on him so much he fainted. And God said to Jonah, "Do you do well to get angry about the plant?" And he said, "Yes, I do well to get angry even unto death." Now he's angry that the plant has died. And the Lord said, "You have had pity on the plant, which you have not labored, neither made it grow, which came up in a night and perished in a night. And should I not spare Nineveh, that great city, in which are more people that can discern between their right hand and their left hand?" So to me, this is the whole point of the book of Jonah. God was trying to teach Jonah a lesson, It ends by Jonah getting angry that God put him through everything for no reason. And then God, now to teach him the final lesson, he makes a plant to grow, which makes Jonah very happy. Then when he makes a worm to come and eat up the plant, had it destroyed, you understand, Jonah didn't do anything to make the plant grow. He didn't even ask for it. He now gets angry that it's destroyed. So God is telling him, I think the whole point of Jonah is you should never be angry if some people who are meant to be destroyed are not destroyed. If someone does something so bad, I'm sorry for using this, but if, for example, Hitler, after everything he's done to people, the Holocaust and everything, if an example of him was to be saved, some people would get so angry and say, "Oh, after everything, but God says they are my people, they don't, what is it called? No matter what the people of Nineveh, let's go back to the story of Nineveh. No matter what the people of Nineveh had done to deserve destruction after 40 days, now that they've repented, you shouldn't get angry that I have not destroyed them. Just like the way you're getting angry that I destroyed a plant, it should mean more to you that I have not destroyed the people of Nineveh, because they are my people. And God said they don't even know the difference. They don't know how to discern between what's right and wrong. They don't know the difference between right and wrong. And God says, even you shouldn't even be angry that I didn't destroy the cattle. I feel like, my personal opinion, God has a close relationship with the cattle. Because even the cattle, you wanted me to destroy them. Then even there's a place in the Bible that says the cattle on 1,000 hills are his. So I imagine God has a close relationship with cattle. This personal relationships, so personal opinion. So all I get from this book of Jonah is God saying you shouldn't get angry over lack of distraction of people, even if you go through what. Even if Jonah went through everything and nothing happened in the end, he was right, God was not going to destroy Nineveh, you shouldn't get angry that people who deserve destruction were not destroyed. Even if your worst enemy in this life doesn't get what you imagine they deserve, it shouldn't make you so angry and say, why did I have to go through all this? You should remember that the children of God, even if the person who you imagine you've gone so much for them deserves some form of punishment and they don't get it, it shouldn't grieve you in your heart and say, what's this now? That's what I learned. What I say in these verses are just my personal opinion.